Hi, so I wanted to make a quick little video. I'm not sure when everything seemed to be turned away from how our government actually works, and now our government works the way people think that it works. It's maddening for me to see, especially coming out of my own family. My sister, my parents, they both have it wrong. So I'm going to set everything straight here. My sister seems to think the same thing that we're seeing coming out of all of the mainstream media, which is, of course, controlled by people. There are like 5 or 6 individuals who control everything that you see and hear. And they all happen to be on the left. So everything that you're seeing is a leftist viewpoint. So you're seeing from all of the papers how all of the peaceful protest, which I call a riot, that this is somehow justified rage. It's a righteous violence. And my sister ended up saying something along the lines of, well, the only way that you get real change is through violence. Nothing could be further from the truth. Our entire country was founded on law. We're a country of law. The Constitution is our king. We were founded on the concept of lex rex, the law is the king, because we saw what happens whenever an individual dictates what should and shouldn't be. And so I explained, I said, okay, well, if you don't like what you're seeing, everything that's happening right now is happening within the boundaries of the law. And if you don't like what you're seeing, you need to change the law. And you do that by voting out the people that put the law in that you don't like, and actually organizing the people to vote that specific law out. So, whatever. We're having this little dicky battle about that. I'm sorry, but violence is not the answer. And then it kind of sparked from this meme that I sent today. So first, let me show you the meme that was sent to me, I think it was yesterday or maybe Friday. So it was this Trump meme, and his cognitive test, or whatever the test was that he said he took, that he aced it. But it was funny. It was a funny meme. And I laughed, and I sent back an LOL, because I did laugh out loud, which I always laugh out loud. But anyway, so I sent a meme today showing, peaceful protester. And it was funny, but rather than just laugh at it, my sister sent back a little spiel about, well, I wonder if you would be, so blah, 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 if you would be about this for about the Boston Tea Party. If you would be, all excited about this meme if it were about the Boston Tea Party. Okay, well, again, completely different thing. We were fighting a tyrant, a dictator who was mandating and changing the law as he saw fit, adding just a tiny little text here, just these little minor infringements. And we didn't have a way to legally change what was happening. So in that case, violence was warranted because we wanted freedom from an oppressive government. We have a government on law now, and there are ways to change it if we don't like it. Violence is no longer, ever okay. If you don't like something, it's because you allowed something to happen, and now it's being used by the government against the people. That means that you need to start paying attention to what your representatives are doing and immediately let them know whenever they're doing something that you don't like, rather than sitting around and saying, oh, I don't like this now, and I'm going to burn shit in the street.
Better make sure that's on tight. That gas is strong. You need to do it. I'll hold this. You do it.
I don't know where the straps are.
You got it. Pull down. Yeah, there. Now pull the. Hold on. Sorry.
So anyway, so that's the leftist viewpoint is, okay, well, I'm righteous and I get to burn things and you only change things through violence. And then I get the right side from my parents who think that the federal government trumps state government, that the federal law supersedes everything that the states impose or whatever, that the states pass. No! Nothing could be further from the truth. We do not have a top-down. It's not a pyramid structure. We don't have like the local government reporting to the state, reporting to the federal, reporting to the Supreme Court. We're not, well, we are under judicial tyranny, but that's not the way that we're supposed to be. That's a perception, and people just seem to go along with it now. The states have every right to nullify federal law whenever it goes directly against the Constitution. Which, okay, so for instance, the marijuana laws. States are nullifying federal law in that case, and that is legal. That is a process that is legal because the states have the power and authority to override anything that was turned over or usurped from the federal government. Federal government has no powers, the 10th Amendment. The federal government has no powers that have not been delegated to it by the state. And the states have the authority to say, no, this is not in line with our Constitution, it's not in line with the United States Constitution. So, no, we're taking this back. Same thing with juror nullification. The judge is not the almighty sitting there. It's the people that have the power, and the people can nullify by just saying not guilty. Juror nullification. Nullification is a foundation of our government. Now, I guess where I'm going with this is I don't know how the mindset came to be that the federal government has a right to step in and do things. Okay, well, what we're seeing right now with Trump and sending out to the leftist cities that are being left to burn, it's all happening within the confines of the Constitution and the law. And again, if you don't like that, you allowed that to come in through the past administrations. You allowed it. You're just angry now that someone is in office who is using it against you that you didn't vote for. Well, and now people on the right are like, oh, this is great. Oh, we love this. Yeah, send the feds in. Well, who's to say that the left isn't going to do that whenever they're in power? We need to get out of this left versus right, and it's good now that we have Trump in office, and it's not good later. And if it's not good later, it's not good now. And we need to get out of that mindset. There's a lot that needs to happen. We can't continue to let our federal government just say things are and aren't allowed. That's not the way our Constitution is set up. We shouldn't need to be permitted to do things. We shouldn't need to get a permit to do things. That's the government usurping power from the people. If it's something that's illegal, they need to put it in the Constitution. Any act, any drug, any substance, anything that they want to forbid needs to be a constitutional amendment. And if they can't get it passed, then it shouldn't be allowed. Period. Our forefathers set up that process, the Constitution, and the process to amend it because they didn't want the government to willy-nilly start forbidding things. They wanted it to be a difficult process. And if it made sense for the people, then they would get the majority vote needed to change the Constitution. We need to get back to the very basics of our Constitution and stop all of this left-right bullshit. I say that lovingly to my parents and my sister. But I'm done. I'm going back inside. I'm going to put some clips in here. But we'll see what happens. All right. I love you all. You have my heart.